All right, we are back. This is it, the last game of the day, last game of the prelims. We have Team Dynasty taking on the Los Angeles Ironmen, and we are here at the PSP New Jersey Open. I'm Matty Marshall. I'm up here with Tim Montresor. Oh, Tim, how you doing, bud?
Doing all right. Would have felt a little better if we won that last game, but all in all, doing okay.
Tim's made his way around the paintball ranks and really earned his stripes over the years and become one of the best players out there. Won some championships with the Philly Americans, and now he's playing with Edmonton Impact. And we got about a minute and 34 seconds before this start of this Ironman Dynasty SoCal battle. Before we get there, we'd like to thank our sponsors here. Dye Precision, as always, and Proto, Empire, Paintball, Draxis, Planet Eclipse, GI Sports, Top Gun, Paintball Parks, that's where we're at right now. RPS, Virtue, PB Nation, GI Milsim, and Sup Airball. So, Tim, man, how do you feel about how you guys are playing and feel heading in tomorrow?
Well, I felt good until that last game. That was a little rough one. Outside of that Russian Legion game at World Cup when we lost 7-0, I'm just going to pretend that didn't happen. So outside of that, this was probably one of the worst losses that I had in a while. But, you move on. We still made it on to Sunday. That's all that matters. Yeah,
absolutely. How do you feel about this matchup right here? San Diego Dynasty taking on the Ironmen.
Well, the Ironmen are playing probably the best paintball that I've seen so far this year. I mean, they're playing pretty smart, and B-Short's playing phenomenal. It's like 2006 B-Short all over again.
Yeah.
And, but Dynasty's playing well. And I mean, if I was a betting man, which actually I am.
I was going to say, wait a second.
I'm a betting man. I would probably bet on Dynasty, but it should be a close game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, let's see what the young guys from Ironman can bring to the table here. I mean, you got Humphreys, CC, and Kyle Spica, and all three of them have shown flashes of brilliance out here so far this weekend. Kyle Spica had a 4-pack over on the Snake side on the pits, and CC was playing pretty solid over here on the spectator side along with B-Short. So, I don't know. We will see. We're about to watch it go down right now. You're looking at the Ironman on your screen. And nice breakout from the Ironman. Looks like they're able to keep 5 alive, and Dynasty also with 5 alive as they get Yosh Rao out of that back center.
Oh, Ironman lose one. I'm not sure who that is. Is that Cat?
Humphreys.
Yeah, this is a tough field to get 5 alive on.
It is, and I think that it was way more so today than on Friday's competition. Is the teams that were shooting guys off the break were really controlling the tempo and the pace of the game.
Especially on this Snake side, because coming out to the Snake corner is really tough. I mean, it's probably 1 out of 5 people make it, if that.
Mm-hmm. So we're watching a lot of guys just digging out there, not even shooting back sometimes.
It's tough, and it's just wide open. So really, the push side's coming down the Dorito. It's tough making it out there too.
Yeah, and you look at Kyle Spica trying to get a top left-hand corner of your screen. He gets into Snake 1, so nice job by Kyle. Immediately guns up down that lane. Right now you're looking at Brandon Short on your screen, and he's going to eventually, look at this. Scotty Kemp dying out of that center stand-up temple.
Oh, I think that is that Mouse over there, Alex Goldman over in the Dorito side. I think he's all the way into the Ironman side.
Yeah, and he's been playing awesome over there. Look at this. He's Alex Goldman able to take out Kyle Spica. He gets taken out himself. Here comes Brandon Short. Trades out with Dalton Vanderbilt, and it's a
2-on-1 actually.
Yeah, pretty crazy point here, but it's going to be Oliver and Yosh left alive for Dynasty to win the war of attrition, and Oliver's going to grab that flag, and the first point will go to San Diego Dynasty.
That's what Yosh does.
Yes, he does, and he does it very well.
He's made his whole name staying alive, winning games.
He's just one of those. Yosh is the perfect example, and we speak about this a lot. And I think that you're one of these guys too. Is that you have, though I think you have more offense than Yosh does, and you're a little bit more versatile. You guys both have your attributes.
Right.
But I think that the point that I want to make about you guys is that it's really hard to build championship teams around a lot of guys who are played a 10-1 game, 2 the other. You want 8s, and you're always playing at 8. Yosh is always playing at 8. Yeah. Sometimes you guys will go up maybe a little bit down, but very rarely I very rarely see you have like a bad tournament, a bad game. Same with Yosh. You may make a few mistakes here and there. Anyway, we got a little move here from that last point. And you're watching that move down the sideline as Brandon Short takes out Dalton Vanderbilt, but it was a little too late for the Ironmen because they had lost too many bodies, and still having Yosh Rao and Oliver Lang is going to help.
Yeah, B-Short didn't really have a lot of options there. He's got to try to go forward, trade out maybe, hopefully maybe he gets him clean, maybe he doesn't, but
he doesn't have a lot of options.
Yeah.
And B Short.
I like seeing him go forward. I haven't seen that in B Short in a little while now, so I like seeing that.
Well, B Short had like a little time in his career where he'd gotten so good in the snake, and he was just such a dominant presence over there, and but he got pigeonholed into the snake, and so I think that he kind of felt like, hey, I don't want to, I want to expand my horizons, but that's like the best shortstop in the league coming up and saying, hey, I want to play center field now instead. I was just like, oh man,
it's tough. I mean, I see where he's come from. He's
so
been
do
doing it
I.
for a long
so
time.
I do too. And now at least he has some younger guys. So if Kyle Spica and CeCe can continue to play, and Humphreys as well, continue to play at the level that they show signs of, I really think that maybe he will be able to do that. But then again, man, he's been putting in work over here. So he's so good at that.
It's like Angel. Angel did one job for his whole career, and he was unbelievably good at it.
Yeah, CeCe getting taken out for the Ironman. You watching him come off. Chris Cat, number 34.
Tough break for the Ironmen. They're down 3 players.
Yeah, they lose Humphreys as well. It's pretty much just B Short, it looks like, and they lose Paxton out of that center.
It's a 1-on-5 now. Oh, 1-on-4. Looks like Frazier died off of the Dorito side.
Another quick point for Dynasty.
How about Dalton? Dalton's been having a great year.
He has, though this particular event, I haven't seen it myself. It's tough to tell, man.
Yeah,
I mean, they're all playing so well.
This side's tough. I mean, I'm surprised he's not on the other side, because he's kind of like that Justin Cornell type of player where he kind of creeps around through there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what he's been strong at this year.
He plays really smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's look at the breakout here from that last point. So you're looking at Dynasty. Again, just Tim, like you were saying, only sending one body out, and he didn't even run a gun. He ran all the way out to that back corner without shooting. He made it in alive, though. Now, on the flip side, look at the Ironman trying to get out, now running and gunning out to that back corner.
Just as I get done saying that, both guys making out there.
Yeah, it's typical.
It's tough, though. I mean, we've had bad luck with it, too. I mean, you just kind of flip a coin going out there.
Roll the dice.
Yeah.
Come on.
You got to, because
7.
So many guys can zone up on that. You got that inside temple on the Dorito side shooting that way. Maybe the guy coming down the middle, that tall tower on the snake side, the back center, they can. It's just a wide open zone.
Yeah, it's a very tricky field.
Yeah, it was. It took us a while to kind of figure it out.
But, you know, a lot of the talk up here as we get a chance to look in the Dynasty pits right now, a lot of the talk that we've been speaking to is revolving around the fact that both Damage and yourselves, this particular field layout plays very much to your guys' strengths. Yep. You know, I mean, you have a field where it's not a wide open field off the break, in the sense that you're getting a lot of spots, you know, so you got to earn your bumps. But also, once you get into spots, you have to engage that mind and really think and be like, okay, what can I do from here? But then at the same time, be also to pick it up at a second and play aggressive from those spots. Both of your teams, Damage and Impact, really kind of have those smart players that can kick it into overdrive when they need to, and I think that's why you guys both excelled so far in the prelims.
Yeah, no, I agree. Damage is the same way, like you're saying, just like us. I mean, they'll play those slow, methodical points, kind of dig you out.
All right, so here on our breakout, now Ironmen need to get something going here. They double up that back center.
Ooh, tough breakout for Dynasty, losing 3. Looks like Oliver's trying to fill the Dorito corner.
Ooh, Dynasty losing a bunch of players off the break and losing 3 guys pretty much immediately. It does not look good for them. It looks like it's just Oliver.
I think it's a 4-on-1. It's not a good situation for Oliver.
No. Then they spare him the welts and concede the point.
That's nice of him, at least.
Yeah, so now we got ourselves a 1-point match. Score 2-1, 17-23 left on the clock. And we are in Cream Ridge, New Jersey at Top Gun Paintball. I'm Matty Marshall. Got myself a world champion paintball player up here helping us out.
Hopefully I'll be another one of those again pretty soon.
Yeah, so how do you feel about playing for Impact? And also I got to say, mad respect to finally getting your master's degree.
Yes, thank you.
We spoke about that earlier, and just how, and also tell me a little bit. Okay, so previously you played for Philly Americans, and you live right 5 minutes from the field. Tell me about what is the practice for you? How give me your how do you get to practice?
Well, it used to be a 5-minute drive. I get out of bed, practice was at 8, wake up about 7:45, get to the field about 7:55 right in time. Now if I need to be at practice, I got to leave Friday morning. Usually I get a nice layover now through Houston or Denver. I get to sit there for about 2 or 3 hours.
You go from Pennsylvania to Houston?
Well, yeah, it depends, because sometimes you got to fly Continental there, and Continental,
they
moved the hub from Chicago to Houston a couple months ago.
Oh, my God.
So Edmonton doesn't have a lot of flights coming in, because, I mean, God, who wants to go to Edmonton nowadays? I don't even know where it is on the map. It's like way up north somewhere. So I got to go there, sit there for a couple hours, fly. Bartlett's, another hour and a half, somewhere 14, 15 hours one way.
Oof.
Sunday flights, maybe if I'm lucky, I can get a midnight flight home. Otherwise, the last 2 times, I got to get a 1 a.m. flight home. Got to sit in Toronto when I get there at 5 a.m., wait there till 9 or 10. Get a nice 2-hour flight, maybe an hour and a half from Toronto to Pittsburgh. Then I got about an hour, 45-minute drive from the airport to my house.
So what you're saying is all those guys are like, I have to drive 3 hours to practice. It's so far.
Man, I would love a 3-hour drive to practice. I would love that.
All right, we got about 5 seconds to go for the start of this next point. 1-point match. Both these teams already advancing to Sunday.
Take Dalton digging out, making a big move to that race bunker on the snake side. Oh,
yeah, and that is
Ironman
a big. Oh, wow! Disaster strikes for the Ironmen as they're just dropping in droves over on their side of the field.
Packs into.
Yeah, it's not looking good for the Ironmen. They only have 2 players left alive. They're both on the Snakes spectator side of the field. It looks like Scotty Kemp and Brandon Short.
That's a 3-on-2.
Yeah, they chewed up Dalton and Mouse. This would be huge for them. This is one of those points where if you win this point, you're like, okay, boys, we're winning this game, because we should have won that one.
Scotty might have a hit on here.
Yeah, referee in there checking him out.
I think he's got the flag in his hand. Making a good move, coming down the middle like he should.
And here comes Oliver Lang. Nice job by Oliver Lang. Ollie's playing the good this event, man.
Yeah,
he is.
Well.
When we talk about Dynasty and the way they put their team together this year, there's been a lot of talk about them. Obviously, they won the first, all the first events.
Yeah.
It was only until Chicago that finally somebody stepped up and took them down, and it was the Russians who fell apart at this event. It's been an interesting year, especially right now. I think there's a lot of interesting things going on in the sport.
Yeah, and it is very interesting.
Yeah, and with respect to Dynasty, Mike Himman coming on, that was a huge move. They got a lot of his Aftermath boys, and Dalton and Mouse are just really becoming the players that Mike thought they were going to be years ago, and they've always been good. But yeah, it's the best lineup that they've ever fielded. So
the most underrated move that I think they made this year is picking up Steven Pitts.
Yeah, and that came a little bit later.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that in a second. Hold on, let's check out a highlight real quick. All right, so you're looking at the last 2 players, and here comes Oliver Lang. Bam, takes out Skemp and then puts it on Brandon Short. And Oliver doing his famous point.
That's what he does. Been doing that for however long now. 12 years.
10, 12 years.
That's a tough situation for Skemp and Shorty right there to be in.
Yeah, what are you going to do, man?
It's just
and you're lined up, too.
Yeah. Especially with Oliver in front of you. You know he's going to try to come get you.
Yeah, just on general principle.
Right. Yeah,
I mean, they're neighbors. They're neighbors in Pacific Beach.
Yeah.
Still,
that's what motivates you to go get him more.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I really, really like Spitz. Steven Pitts is a great guy. He's very intelligent. You can have a really intricate conversation with him about pretty much anything, and a hell of a paintball player.
Yeah, he's one of those guys, kind of like Yosh, a little more offensive though, which I think kind of helps him out, shore up that back line a little bit.
Yeah, that was a big move.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I mean, definitely have put themselves in a very good position to try to win as many tournaments as they possibly can this year.
Big turnaround from last year.
Yes, it was a big turnaround.
Well,
they needed to do something. So, and I really approve. I mean, how could you not, of all the moves that they made? All right, so here we go. Ironman playing down a body. Okay, yeah, they have a penalty. So
yeah, Ironman lost one, but Dynasty lost one. It's a 3-on-4. Shorty makes that move to that race bunker on the snake side, which is good. He can kind of lock it up a little bit.
Yeah, and so Dynasty right now 4 alive, but all in the center. Not good field position for Dynasty right now. Dalton's going to try to get out here on the snake side, spectator side. You're looking at Dalton Vanderbilt right now on your screen.
The Ironmen are a good spot, though, to kill this penalty with Mike in that stand-up tower, and I think, is that Cat or is that Humphreys? I don't know. So I don't know some of the guys on the Ironman in the temple over there.
I believe that is CC.
CC. They got a good spot. They can walk it up, though.
Chris Cat.
Because he can walk up the snake side, and Paxton can shut down the burrito side.
And there goes Brandon Short into the snake.
Making a good move. It's a 3-on-3 actually now.
Yeah, look at this penalty. It's about to come off in just about 7 seconds now. Is there anyone in position to shoot him right now? Ooh. I don't think there's anyone in position to shoot the box for Dynasty, so the Ironmen are going to get another body out. And yeah, he's able to make it out alive. Somebody was trying to pick him up, though, but not able to get a shot. And now Brandon Short coming up past the 50-yard line of Snake. He's got a really good shot on Ryan Greenspan there in that back temple. And they all have to turn their guns. They don't have to turn their guns, but they have to deal with him when he's in that spot.
Yeah.
Stephen Pitts trying to come out and get a shot on Ryan, or on B Short.
The Ironmen really need to try to make a push down that Dorito side over here now. They can try to start pushing out Ryan. Oh, actually, they just did, so it looks like it's a 4-on-2 in Ironman's favor. Yeah, and the Ironmen are going to have dominant field position in a second as soon as they can giddy up down the more dominant Snake, actually. I think it's interesting to put the more dominant Snake over there on the traditionally what is the Dorito side. Yep, I agree.
So Kyle Spica, he's in there. And Dalton Vanderbilt, he's going to get taken out of the back corner, and so here come the Ironmen. That's a big point for them right there.
That gives them a lot of momentum, killing that penalty, getting that point. 3-2. It's I mean, that was a good job. Major penalties are tough, especially against the Dynasty. Dynasty really 5-on-4. They'll come at you.
Yeah, they definitely will come at you. And Dynasty's one of those, especially the current incarnation of Dynasty, I think, is that they got a lot of that. How do I say this without cussing? There's a certain killer instinct that you need to succeed at anything that's a top level. I don't care what you're doing. And I think that the old school Dynasty had that, and all the great teams did, and you either find that or you fail.
Yeah.
And the guys they have on Dynasty right now, through a lot of welts, a lot of scars, and a lot of time, have honed that. And of course, the original OG Dynasty guys like Ryan and Yosh and now Oliver coming back from his 3-year stint with the Ironmen. But those new kids, man, they're not even kids anymore. They're grown-ass men. But still, I think Dalton has that. Mouse absolutely has that. Yeah. I mean, when Mouse on the field absolutely has a chip on his shoulder, man. Yeah. He's out there to prove every single game that he's the best.
He's now that he kind of had a little tough time last year, kind of
trying to find
in and out.
Yeah.
But he's having a great year, and I guess it goes to show that we're kind of getting old, because I remember when Mouse was probably about 4 feet tall.
And 100 pounds soaking wet wearing boots.
And now I see him, and he's a grown man now.
Yeah, let's check out the breakouts here from that last point real quick before the start of this next one. And, the breakouts have been so key, as they always are. But, you have a situation where you have a very complicated field, and you're looking at the breakout here and trying to spread it out. That's the Ironman. You see Paxton going up there. They only start with 4 bodies. They immediately lose. And then now we're back into this point right here. But yeah, so it was a really good job of the Ironman, that gun of Paxton, to kick that penalty out.
Ironman make a big move to that inside Dorito, but
taken out. Yeah, Oliver chopped him down.
It's a risky move.
Yeah, and wow, and it's a complete disaster over here on the Snake side as they lose Scotty Camp, they lose CC. And now here comes Oliver hunting up in the center, all the way to the A, just wide around it, and he's going to run down the last player unless he doesn't get picked up.
Well, at least SK was nice.
Yeah. SK saved Spica a little bit. Well, another thing, too, is I think that these two teams are already advancing to meet. Now, we've been up here this whole time, so I'm not sure who's playing who. Do you have any insight on that?
We'll play the winner of this game, and who's ever the loser will play damage.
Okay. Who would you rather play?
It doesn't.
I know it doesn't matter.
Really doesn't matter. I mean,
you got to beat him anyway. You're going to have to beat him anyway.
I'd rather play Dynasty, obviously, in the finals. But, I mean, you'll have to play him anyway.
Yeah, but if you beat Dynasty as good as they look this event in the semifinals, then you're looking really good to win the event.
Right, exactly. And so there's bonuses to both sides. I mean, I hear the argument, well, at least we'd rather play I don't know how to say it. I mean, we'd rather play the lesser ranked team. And
it's just the age-old argument. All right, let's check out the breakouts again. So you're looking at it right here. It's Dynasty streaking out. Good breakout. They completely abandoned. Look at that. Completely abandoned the spectator side of the field. Oliver look at that. Oliver, great shot. Got there first using his speed. Able to take a shot on Humphreys, who was trying to get. Look at it from this side. All right, boom. Look at this. Nice route that he ran. I like that. Cut towards the stand-up temple. You know what, though? He should have ran maybe a little bit more towards the A. Yeah. And, yeah, he cut it wide, and that enabled Oliver to pick him up a little early. So Oliver had a good 2-3 steps to shoot at him.
Yeah, Dynasty's shortening up their breakout, and a lot of teams have had good success with it. As long as you got good gunfighters, solid players, smart, technical, those short breakouts can win a lot of games.
Yeah, and there's Dalton Vanderbilt right there. Great pickup for Dynasty this year. Has really been one of the success stories from that team. And then, of course, Oliver Lang, Yosh Rao, the rest of the crew, Mike Mesa.
Ooh, Ironman taking a big breakout.
They try to send Oswaldo all the way to Snake 1 in that dominant Snake over there on the pit side of the field, but he's not able to make it. I think Mesa might have chopped him up, or Yosh out of that back center.
Yeah, that's a lot of space to be taken, especially against team taking short breakouts.
Yeah, that is a lot of space. You know what, though? I mean, because this field is one of those fields where you don't see a lot of those moves a lot. So guys on the sweet spots, they're not ready for that.
No, I agree.
So some people have been making these really crazy runs, and it's been effective. I'm really looking forward to see what happens tomorrow with stuff like that. So people are gonna, let the dogs loose. Now Dalton Vanderbilt making his way into Snake. He's gonna immediately go past it. You can always tell by their body language if they want to stay or go. They move past that spot, and they're not looking at a lot of bodies right now.
Looks like it's another 5-on-1 with Paxton in the back
Yeah,
center.
now here comes Oliver again, just, past the 50-yard line.
This is that point in the game, though, the Ironmen gotta really work on. They got these younger guys. You're down. They got enough time, though. They just gotta keep fighting, and that's what the Ironmen of old were good at. The Aftershock, the All-Americans. I mean, they just never quit.
Thanks.
You never quit.
No, I'm messing with you. Of course, man. But you know what? That was, again, but that's, I think, like, let's check out Chad George, right?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, man, that's one of your projects.
Yeah.
I mean, you could, when we write the history of paintball one day, of course, the Gardners and Adam and blah, 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 this and that. But, and they were instrumental in obviously helping you guys financially. And Adam spent a lot of time working with Chad too. But, you were the leader of that team for a long time. And Chad was one of those up and coming guys. And, he's having a great event. You know, I mean, you guys are letting him fly all over the place. He's probably the most versatile guy on any team at this second.
Yeah. I actually picked him up at a local 5-man tryout we were building for our field team.
Really?
Yep. And it was his mom who's sitting right down in the bleachers now. And he showed up late, and I told him he couldn't try out. And his mom drove 5 hours through a blizzard to get him there. And she came to me and she goes, please let him try out. And I think he was 14 then. He's got this mask, foam sticking all out of it. And she goes, just let him at least play. I go, all right, can't let him try out, but I'll let him play. Comes out and plays, and he's just unbelievable. And he's only 14 at the time, almost 15, but he's just unbelievable. I mean, not even close.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, this one time we'll make this exception. Wow. We'll let him play on this team.
That's so good. All right, let's check out the breakouts from that last point. So you check out the Chad George history. And you're looking at Dynasty, again, just to completely ignore that side of the field. I think that's a very interesting thing that they're doing right now, but it's working.
Yeah.
And one of the things is they're destroying the Ironman off the break. They're really effective at getting those shots. Now, at the same time, look at where the Ironmen are sending their guys. Now, I think it was just one of those little lucky calls on the Dynasty is they put all those guns, and then that's the one point that Ironmen decide to send a player, Oswaldo, all the way up to the Snake 1. So we're looking at Dynasty 5, Ironman 2 right now. It's kind of been all Dynasty as I don't see any chinks in Dynasty's armor right now.
No, they're doing good with these short breakouts. They're playing well with that.
Yeah. And look at this. Now they flip it up, and now they send 2 guys over here this time. Before they were ignoring the side a little bit and even putting the guns. There was barely any guns towards the spectator side. And now they send Dalton Vanderbilt, and I think that's Mike McCormick.
Yeah, did he come up from Entourage last year? Aftermath?
I think he's an Aftermath project.
Yeah. Mike's doing a good job bringing some of those guys up. So is it a 5-on-5?
That's what Mike does, man. He breeds paintball players,
he does. That Aftermath team didn't win a lot of pro tournaments, but they had a lot of really good players come from that team.
Yeah, now be short into Snake 1. Or no, sorry, CC into Snake 1.
He's got Scotty, though, on that stand-up tower trying to help him out.
Scotty just won. Look at this huge move. Mike McCormick, nice move, man. I like seeing stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a good move.
It was a big bite, but it ended up working, taking out CC, clearing out that Snake. Now Scotty doing damage control. He's trying to get over there. I like that move. That was a good move. He has to get somebody. But he gets taken out, and okay, no penalty. But yeah, Scotty just won hottest bod competition for San Diego.
I don't know anything about that.
I'm just hey, you won. He did. It was like a Pacific San Diego magazine vote.
I know he's been training really hard.
Yeah, so I gotta give him his props, man.
To go hand in hand, he's been playing very well.
Yeah, he's been playing really good. So he's my buddy. I gotta give him props. He's been working really hard, and he's on the cover of the magazine and stuff. So it's kind of cool for him.
Yeah, good for him.
But I'll tell you what. It's just the team is not looking good this game right now.
This is a tough game for him.
Yeah. So
these games are big though for momentum going into Sunday.
Oh, huge for momentum.
So I mean,
huge.
I just want to make sure they don't get blown out this game.
So what are you looking at? I mean, you're looking at these guys. You're scouting this game. You're going to be playing one of these two teams. And you said the winner of the game, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's looking like you're going to play Dynasty. What are you looking at right now?
I think we kind of know what they're going to do. This is the fourth game now we watched, and J-Tro does an unbelievably good job scouting these guys.
Great coach.
Best coach. I mean, I don't care what anybody else says. He's best coach in paintball. And he'll come up with some good game plans. So, as a team, I mean, we're just trying to see if we find any weaknesses, some loopholes in their game.
See what sort of game plans are running.
And then we'll go back and think about what we did well and see what we think we can match up against them. So, I mean, it's painful. I mean, there's only so many spots they can go. Yeah,
there's only so many. There are a lot of variables, but there is a certain amount. Right. All right. So we got let's check out a move from that last game, and here it is. Mike McCormick.
I like that.
That's a big bite, man, but it worked.
I like that.
Taking out CC and opening it up for Dalton to come down. Yeah, that's a great move, man.
And I like it when guys don't sit.
Yeah, I love it. It's exciting to watch. Yeah. It's also exciting to see a guy like Mike who earned his spot on that team. Yeah. He's getting some playing time.
That's what you got to do. You got to make a name for yourself, make some moves.
Yeah, and you're not going to make a name for yourself sitting in your bunker. That's
Definitely
for sure.
Not.
All right, so Dynasty now 1 point away from taking this victory here against the Ironmen. There is 10 minutes and 44 seconds left, so if the Ironmen want to mount an attack, this is definitely, obviously, the time to start. But Dynasty has been winning. If you break down the different facets of the game, Dynasty is overwhelming the Ironman on pretty much every level right now.
Most definitely. And honestly, the most valuable part of the game right now is just that first 2 seconds, that breakout, and they're just winning that every point. So when you're up 5-on-4, 5-on-3, it's tough to come back.
Yeah, they're winning the initial burst. They're more aggressive. They're winning their gunfights at a higher rate. They're just looking really good, man. They're looking really good right now. I mean, out of the 4 games that Dynasty's played, I haven't. And now that being said, I mean, they have played some of the teams in the division that, you could say, obviously based on record alone, like the division you guys came out of, we had, when everyone was talking about the event and leading up, we're like, well, okay, whoever comes out of that division, careful, because they're going to be. They just came out of a pit fight.
How about the Russians? I can't think of the last time I saw a team win a tournament and then come back and have that and struggle that much.
Have the Russians ever not made it? Gone?
We actually went back and we sat down. We went through all the tournaments, and it was Chicago of 07 when Strange was still a team, and Tony Mineo helped us out with it because Strange beat them, and this was when the one year when they had the All-Star game. Mm-hmm. Strange beat them and knocked them out, and that was the last time that we could think of that they missed the cut.
Wow.
So what's that, 4 or 5 years?
4 years ago.
Yeah. So it just goes to show their consistency.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at their record historically also, too, it's pretty ridiculous. I mean, you're looking at all the records from the history of the professional league here in the PSP going back to 2003. And, I mean, the Red Legion, Boston, they have it's pretty ridiculous.
Oh my God,
yeah, they are 139-39.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and they played 178 total games, and with a 78 win percentage. I mean, the next closest team is Dynasty with a 65 win percentage, Damage 62. I mean, that's a substantial margin of excellence, really, and it just goes to show how strong that program is, and also goes to show how shocking this performance is here.
Yeah.
And
I would have never picked that.
And we just had J-Rab up here, and J-Rab, he couldn't put a finger on it either.
Yeah.
No one really knows.
And I couldn't think of one reason in particular why they lost.
It's a mystery, swaddled in an enigma, wrapped in a riddle.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough break for him.
All right, so here we go on the breakout. Ironmen need to get something going. Look at this. And Paxton's gun is down off the break, and that is not the gun you want. For the last point, potentially, of the game, the point you need to win, you do not want Paxton's gun down.
Ironmen make a big move down the middle, though. It doesn't work out for him so well.
Yeah, it's Humphreys again.
He's 3 on 5
Talk
now.
about dying going forward. That kid's been running all over the place and, you know, getting shot a little bit.
Hey, I think we're both firm believers. I'd rather die going forward.
Ooh, nice little rodeo over here on the spectator side of the field between Oliver Lang and Brandon Short.
Former teammates duking it out a
little
bit.
Yeah, former teammates, and they live about a block and a half away from each other now.
Oh, not a good situation for Mike with his gun down.
So, unfortunately, Mike has to play that whole last point with no gun. I don't know if he didn't the loader, batteries, you know, the guns are race cars, so you never really know what exactly happened. I mean, those guns are awesome. But so that is going to do it here. Congratulations to San Diego Dynasty as both of these teams. So Ironmen, they cannot hang their heads too low. First of all, because they got to play tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I mean, just kind of wipe that one off. Wake up tomorrow and start over again.
Yeah, go home, get a good sleep, good meal, and get a good game plan. And yeah, so Dynasty, no chinks in their armor. They will be taking on Edmonton Impact tomorrow, and the Ironmen will be taking on Tampa Bay Damage. That is our pro semifinal. We got also the divisional finals and semifinals coming at you tomorrow. Thank you a lot, Tim, for coming up here and helping me out.
Good time.
I'm Matty Marshall, and we will be back tomorrow. Check us out.